what they find very hard, like Australia's at the moment, it's a very sort of white society, and how the difficulties they have, with preserving their culture.
Yeah, how they feel about all the progress and everything sort of rebuilding, getting bigger and losing on our natural land and everything.
Well, I'm a bit interested in the Dreamtime, the way they used to do their paintings and that sort of thing.
I'd like to find out, how they find the different foods in the bush and how they can tell what's poisonous and what's not.
Yeah, to try and live off the land.
Let me do first. Everyone pull the corners of the card at the same time.
We started at Walker and we played some games around the fire, getting to know each other. And we're pairing up into our groups, into our token groups, which are Adnyamathanha names, standing for animals.
Oh, we went to Urambulla Caves on the first day, and Cliff was explaining, some of the ceremonies that, were going on. The story was depicted over the space of 3 caves, so we had to go to the 3 caves to get the full story of what actually went on in the paintings.
When they had a ceremony, they did charcoal lines for how many people came in to the ceremony, I think that's it. And that we looked at the cave paintings itself and what they meant. Like they showed you what the male figure looked like and the female figure, and animal tracks and stuff like that.
And it's sort of like you see photographs in textbooks, but you don't know what they mean. But when you see it sort of there, and Chris said to explain it to you, it just becomes so clear, and you sort of feel like you can go into any cave and read what they've got there.
What else have you done on the camp so far?
Oh, we've been bushwalking, a little bit of bushwalking.
And different plants and
ate bark and
sucked on a tree or two.
Pardon?
What did you think of eating bark?
So you've got to use all your senses way out in the bush.
Not just your eyes.
Right, you just got to be quiet and you got to smell and you sniff and sometimes you taste and you hear and listen and that. And so we're trying all these different things. We're collecting things to look at and back when...
to take back with us.
Yeah. And
matching the colours and the bark and stones and stuff.
We walk as specks on the snake's back, cautiously and energetically. Images of cloud move along the hills. As we walk, the snake moves in our presence. We hike to a wrinkle in his skin, where his moisture and sweat lies as the water in a spring. Our guide warns us of the danger in turning against him, and not treating this huge serpent as our brother. We sit for a feast, trying to recapture the life of our dark brothers before us. But it is hard for me to understand, for I am so white.
With this bone here, this kangaroo bone, and the meat, some of the meat's left on, put it on the coals, cook it, and of course the marrow inside, it's cooked too.
What are you looking for anyway?
We did after when we get him out, just how you look at
grows up, you get the seeds from here. The seeds actually got to be taken at the right time when it's not too dry, and grind it in a bowl to make what we call damper. To get the utter out is sort of pulling the centre out. See where you get the thick part grows in the centre. You sort of grab the old thick part of it, strong enough, and pull that out. And this is also a good seed as well.
in their groups of 700 for the tribe that move around in a cycle for about 3 to 4 weeks and move around and conserve the land and everything.
Yeah, they'd say it's a place for some time, and then they'd eat off the land there and, you know, live off the land, and then they'd move around to let that land vegetate again and populate with animals and stuff, and I'd move on again. It'd just be in one circle.
Like conservation,
Yeah.
conserving the land. I thought what was really sad was that what all the elders in the Aboriginal tribes know, you know, like about what mammals were alive and things like that. And most of the just little stories that aren't really very important or anything, but are just, you know, part of their culture. When they die, stole all those stories because there's no one to hand them down to.
The rainbow, the lovely rainbow, and the rainbow with the rain, and the sunshine upon the shadow, and the rainbow with the rain. And the rainbow, and the rainbow, oh yamba. And the wanda by your door that you go, where the wanda
What do you intend to do with your new knowledge when you return to Adelaide?
Yeah, we're going to make a brochure and get it printed off and everything.
And over the camp, the leaders have been talking to us about, you know, the sketches, drawings, things we've written, and just collating ideas what the group think are the most important things that would be to tell other people about.
Well, Kate and I had thought, we were just talking a little while ago about, we'd like to have, like, well, people coming to the Flinders Ranges, there's special trails like the Hyson Trail, or, you know, just places where most people go, and they just walk past and wouldn't see those Aboriginal sites. So on the little pamphlet have the story, where you go, where each thing is,
and the dream home story to go with it.
About it.
I'd tell them all the little things that Cliff showed us about what bushes, what plants we can eat if we're really, you know, hungry or like to try them, and how to get witchetty grubs out of trees.
Yeah, digging up the roots and things.
Yeah, and I just like to tell them some stories, a bit of mythology.
I think it should be on the pamphlet about what we did, what we've done, what we've seen and gone to do, because if people do what we did exactly the same, they'd really enjoy it, because
get the same feeling as we have.
Yeah.
The snake surrounds me, the birds tell me to go, the kingfisher vanishes, and we are left. With our fire to give us light, and our slate to stop the wind from our hands and toes. But soon our only two friends fight. The fire blows out, our bodies begin to shake, and our teeth chatter. The hills move and the snake lifts its head. Everything stops, even my heart. And only my children will remember me, for my culture is almost lost.